Peter Eliades with you. This is Stock Market Cycles Update for Friday, December the 13th. For those of you afflicted with triskaidekaphobia, that's fear, literally fear of the number 13. We extend our sympathies to you. But today was, again, this whole week has been a very potentially important week, and we'd like to go over a few things with you. We went over some what I thought were important things on the Dow with you yesterday, and there are numbers outstanding on the Dow, some of which were approached today, but not, others of which were not met. But this is more an art than a science. I like to think of it as approaching science, these cycle projections, but there's some artwork involved in it too. And we're going to talk a little bit about the artwork today. I have felt for some time now that we were in the process of forming a very major stock market top. We hadn't met all the parameters. We certainly had not met all the cycle projections. And yet now, for the first time since March, April of this year, with the move, as you can see on this chart, above and into the green zone. We came close to it at the end of November, but we actually missed it by a tiny bit. It's not a question of coming close to it anymore. We have moved into this nominal 40-week upside projection price zone. So this projection has been satisfied, at least on a minimal basis. We certainly reached the lower end of it, which was 3158.63. This week's high on the S&P cash was 3182.68, so well into the projection window. That's important because there are no further projections outstanding if we consider this one met. Mind you, we're allowing for the more room in the rectangle, the price rectangle here, to go significantly higher even, but we have met it on a minimal basis, and that means on a minimal basis we have satisfied all criteria price-wise for an important market top. I get a little excited when I talk about it. So, and in fact, let's show you a couple of other things. These are daily charts now on the S&P. Let's show you one of the charts we didn't show you yesterday, which is on the S&P. Look at this. Wow. We had given you this projection on the S&P. We had not met it yesterday, but look what happened today. Now, again, I'm going to be honest with you and zoom in on this and show you that by the narrowest of margins, we again missed it today, but I don't know if I'd call that a miss. The projection window begins at 3184.24, and the high today was 3182.68, less than 2 points away from that projection window. So for practical purposes, that's been met. Chances are it's going to be met all the way, but we have to start being careful here now that the very major upside projection in the S&P has been met. We have to be careful because the criteria have been met. The criteria have been met for a very major market top. This is the shortest of projections, 3.5 to 4 nominal 10-day projection. Let's go through the projections. This is the nominal 20-day projection. Nothing outstanding there. This is, now these are all S&P. Yesterday we showed you the Dow. This one is nominal 5-week projection. Again, nothing outstanding here. How about the nominal 10-week projection? Nothing outstanding here. That's been met. How about the next longer one, nominal 20-week projection? Nothing outstanding here. Nominal 40-week projection? Just been met. Is the picture starting to come together for you here? The only longer projections we have on a practical basis are 39 to 40-week offsets for a nominal 78 to 80-week projection. There's certainly nothing there. That was met a long time ago down here. There have been no additional crossings So no projections there. And the longest one of all, the nominal 4-year cycle, with the offsets for that are 100 to 110 weeks. Actually, this is a repeat of the nominal 40-week projection. But there are no other projections outstanding on the S&P cash. Granted, there are some shorter-term ones on the Dow. But remember when I told you the story the other day about 1987, when after the crash, the Dow had not met its full downside projection, but I discovered probably, if not months, perhaps years later, that the transportation average of the Dow exactly hit its downside projection at the bottom day of the crash. If I had been aware of that, I would have been a lot more alert to the possibility that downside projections had been satisfied. So we need to look at all the market indexes and averages that we follow closely. And if we look just at the S&P, all the parameters have been met for a very important market top. I can give you reasons why we could go higher. In some cases, the Dow projection I showed you yesterday allowed for the possibility of significantly higher prices there, 3 to 4% higher. But for now, the way we stand in the market on the S&P cash, virtually all the projections have been met on a minimal basis. And when that occurs, you have to be on the lookout for a very major market top. There's a lot more I could go over with you today. One of the other reasons, again, let's look at this because it has certainly become one of my favorite charts recently, and that is, as most of you are aware of now if you've been watching us, the chart on the New York Composite Index. If I can bring it up here. Oh, come on, don't give me a hard time. There we go. Okay, this is a very important trend line. We've been above it now for a couple of days, and if we start taking off from here to the upside, in other words, if the Dow meets those higher projections, you can make an argument that that's important. If it stops right here and turns down, then you can make an argument that once again, the advance has been halted. This is the old all-time high from January of 2018. We're a little bit above it. It could be a phony little breakout here. So all this ties together in a very important market picture over the next couple of weeks. And we're also that end of year, beginning of year time zone where a lot of times market turns take place. These are exciting times, folks. Make no mistake about it, because this market top, when it occurs, whether it's right here or later, is going to be one of the most important market tops in our history. So we want to get you prepared for that. And as far as the S&P is concerned, the warning flags have been raised. That's it for now. We'll talk to you at the beginning of next week. Thanks a lot for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, the bottom right, you click on the little red banner. Tell them you want to subscribe. Once you do that, click on the bell and you'll be notified of all the updates as soon as they come on. Sometimes we do a special update. If that happens, you'll be notified of it. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave us some remarks if you would. Hopefully they're favorable. If not, let us know why. And have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.